When we look at planning for this year-end process, what are some major aspects of life we should think about?
Yeah, kind of the big things when it comes to actually running the year-end process in Sage, right, is the books should be closed. I mean, this is kind of obvious, but just to reiterate that, what we're talking about today is the process of closing the year in the system, certainly not all of the reconciliation and transaction work that you do to reconcile your general ledger and publish a financial statement. So, the first thing is you wouldn't want to run this until the books are closed, until you've entered all your, adjusting entries for the year and you've run your financial statements and, that's kind of all wrapped up. And so this almost just becomes a system maintenance formality issue, if you will. So books should be closed when you run this process. And then the other thing that I would mention is you want to, and you probably already know this because you're running period end, but it needs to be run or scheduled to be run off hours. Can't do it in the middle of the day while users are in the system transacting. And really all the batches that users process need to be updated. So, you want to schedule it, which I wish we had a different answer on that. It needs to be done off hours, but that is the answer. You need to do it when other users are not in the system, and you do want to make sure that all the user. I have several customers that leave transactional batches over the course of an evening or over the course of a week or whatever for different reasons. And so you really, when you go to run your period end or your year end, you really want to make sure that all those batches are updated, because it will stop you from running the year end or period end process if you got open batches. And there's nothing worse than scheduling to stay after hours to run the year end and then not be able to do it because you've got open batches. So just make sure that you get all the batches updated and then you do it off hours. The good news is the process itself, I mean, it probably takes 5 minutes or less. This is not a lengthy process in terms of system time to run. I was actually working with a customer a couple of weeks ago that had not run period ends for a number of years, and we were closing one module, and they wanted to do it in the middle of the day. They wanted to bounce all users out over their lunch hour and just get it caught up. Because she was available that day and wanted to get it done. Well, because it hadn't been running so long, we were able to close one period for them, and it did take about 45 minutes. Now that's unusual because it hadn't been done for so long. So this is system maintenance. If you stay up on it, that process is probably going to take literally 5-10 minutes or less. But if you're behind in your period closings, then that could take more time, because what it's doing is it's going through and purging data, and it needs to look at every record to determine whether it's a record that needs to be purged. So, but if you stay on top of it, it'll actually be a pretty quick process to run.